This is Aesthetically Trained, the podcast. Pushing you to year-on-year progression. With your host, Ross McKinley.
Yo, Ross McKinley, Aesthetically Trained, the podcast. A very special episode. We've had a long time away, but we're back for the World Cup. I've got three of my best friends to help us do this one. I've got a left winger, a right winger, and a referee to keep them apart. I'll let you decide who's who.
Very good, very good.
Very good.
Roll.
Right,
Which one's which?
Let's go. Lads, it starts on Sunday. 32 teams. Where do we start? Before we begin, actually, let's go with a talking point. Ronaldo. Jack, you're a big Ronaldo fan. Is he finished?
I'm the biggest Ronaldo fan. He's never finished. He's the best in the world. Best there ever will be. Better than Messi. And they're actually Portugal are going to win the World Cup.
Oh, my God. That is the worst take of this. Can't get much worse take than that. They're going to be nowhere near it, are they?
3 out of 4 will watch football, so I'll let the viewers decide who it is. You're going to probably realise by the end, funnily enough, he's the one who's in control of football games, so we'll see how that goes. So, the main talking points for everyone watching, we're going to talk a little bit about Ronaldo very briefly. Jack kicked off there with a terrible opinion. We're going to go through the winners, the losers. We're going to talk about England. We're going to give you betting tips from our resident gambler. We're going to give you absolutely everything so that in the pub throughout the tournament, you know exactly what's going on. That's the plan. So, to start, Mikey, Ronaldo, is he finished?
Yeah, he's done. I tell you what, I'd be lucky to get a game for Portugal, to be honest with you.
Nick?
His form can't buy a game for Man United. He's done.
Yeah, he's definitely finished for Man United. I'm not sure where he can go from here, unless there's talk of him going back to Italy, isn't there? But yeah, definitely finished in England. No one will touch him in England now. So
for everyone watching on YouTube,
shame, really.
I hope you appreciate the effort and the outfits that's went in here. If you're listening on iTunes or on Spotify, make sure you hit subscribe. But you can see Jack's turned up in his referee's outfit. Mikey, Stone Island, followed by England top, which is excellent work. And Nick has come as Gareth Southgate. So I expect him to be very much down the middle, as he likes to be. So with Ronaldo, one thing I will say, and the question that I'll start with is, do you think that Ronaldo's outburst, his horrendous interview that has no doubt ruined his reputation beyond repair, it's my show, Jack, so you've got to listen to the shite that I say. Do you think that will affect Portugal's form going into the World Cup, lads, one by one? Go.
No. He's going to go in there as a martyr. Everyone's going to be watching. Everyone's going to think, he's going to shit the bed. No. He's going to go in, smash it. Easy group. Beat Uruguay.
They won't beat Uruguay.
No, they won't beat Uruguay.
I tell you
They've got a decent team, though, but they've still got
a good team.
And
Pepe still...
Go on.
He's still playing his trade, yeah.
How is he still playing for Portugal? Because they've got a good team, though, haven't they? They've got Mikey runs through.
Bernardo, Cancelo.
Yeah.
That leads on nicely with the first real topic, as we've quickly assessed that Ronaldo is finished. Ronaldo fans, I'm sorry, this one is not going to be for you. So the first topic is, who do we think could be the winners? So when you're at work, when people ask you in the supermarket or wherever people have conversations these days, and they say, who do you think's going to win? What are you three saying? Now, I'll go first to give you a little bit of time. I'm going with the fucking GOAT, Argentina. Team Messi, let's go. Checking in. That's who I want and think. Well, definitely heart says Argentina and England, but that'll be my choice. Mikey, what do you think, son?
Well, I think it is hard to see past Brazil, to be honest with you, but I think one of them big boys is going to flop a little bit. I don't know. Brazil's attacking outlet is just class, but I would like to see Argentina win it. Obviously, Messi. Probably his last one, isn't it?
And Nick?
Well, yeah, England, obviously, number one.
Well, yeah.
You know, you both did touch on it lightly, but yeah, I'd like to see England win it more than anyone. But yeah, realistically, I think Mikey's right. I think Brazil or France.
I don't fancy the French.
And last but not least, the bald one in the top left, Jack, representing the bald men out there. What do you think about the tournament? Who's going to win?
Listen, Mike, this was requested.
Yeah, you're pulling it off. You're pulling it off.
Yeah.
Pull it off at Wallsend Boys Club on a Saturday as well.
I bet you get some hassle on a Saturday at Wallsend Boys Club. I'm telling you that.
Jack, who do you think?
I'm going to go Brazil. I think nice easy group. They've got they'll probably play Uruguay in the last 16. Nice easy one there for them. Then Spain quarterfinal, most likely. They're not that great. And then Argentina are guffing, so they'll beat them probably in the semi-final. And then it'll be Brazil-France final, in my opinion.
So I think all of we think that probably the big teams are going to go through initially. The question is who's going to play who when? What are the flops going to be? What are the potentially big winners going to be? And what everyone will be wondering is who are England going to play? So in terms of the first knockout round, I know something I mentioned before we started live was that one potential change could be that if France or Argentina don't win their group, they could play each other in the first knockout round. So that would be a big game right away. What other potential routes to the finals do I have? Who's got an easy route? Any of you? What do you know on that?
Well, I'm sorry, Jack's wrong there because Brazil won't play Uruguay. Did he say you play Uruguay? Because Uruguay are going to win their group.
No.
And Brazil will play Portugal.
Okay, so whose group? Are Uruguay's in the same group as Portugal, am I right?
Yeah, Portugal, Uruguay,
Ghana.
And
that's a tough group.
I think Korea. What?
South Korea might be. No, but I'm fancying Uruguay to win that group.
Okay. So we've got a little bit there. So we've got Uruguay, Portugal. What about Germany? We've not mentioned them yet. The classic phrase, Germans in the tournament.
Well,
they're in the group with Spain, though, aren't they?
Yes.
But the other two.
Yeah, Costa Rica and Japan are in that group as well.
So actually, one of my tips right away, you can click this. I think Spain are going to flop. I love Spain. I like Luis Enrique. They've got Gavi. They've got Pedri. But I tell you what, they haven't got a fucking striker. So put me down for Spain not doing very well in the tournament. When I was in Spain.
No.
I've been doing a little bit of traveling, as you know. And when I was in Spain,
you should have said.
I went to the Spain v Switzerland game, and it was fucking horrendous. They have no striker. They play with a false nine, but the team's not like what it was years ago. I don't expect Spain to do well. I would like to see them do well, but I just don't see it happening. So I could see that one. I think Germany, for me, maybe possibly dark horses. I think they've got some good young players.
You can't really call Germany dark horse.
Yeah, is that your tip for dark horse? That's Germany. So we'll go around now. You want to be a clever cunt at work. You want to pretend that you know what you're on about. Who is everyone's dark horse? Now, Mikey tends to name every single team in the tournament.
No.
So let's make sure that you've just
got me
one, Mikey.
Back on this pod is because I picked.
Please see earlier podcasts for that.
I picked the winner at the Euros. End of.
Yeah. Okay, who's your dark horse this time, Mikey?
I'm going to go for Uruguay. I think they'll do all right. Big Darwin, my tip for top scorer. Darwin Núñez.
Oh, that's disgusting. That.
Nice.
It's only taken 6 goals to be top scorer since 2002, I think it was, when Ronaldo got 8, but 6 would have done it for him. It's not going to take much for Big Darwin. He's found his form now.
That's a good stat. So 6 goals to be top goal scorer of the tournament. Jack, who's your dark horse?
Darwin Núñez.
I'm going Portugal. They're the dark horse.
You can't have Portugal a dark horse.
Of course I can.
I don't think what's Portugal done in a major competition? The Euros, yes, but the World Cup. What have they done in the World Cup?
They won the Euros without winning a game, which was quite impressive.
Oh yeah, but
that was
Ronaldo not tell you that, will he?
They didn't win a game in the group stage and went through.
They drew all their games.
Won the whole thing.
Yeah, but what you got to remember is Portugal's route as well is likely if they win the group, Serbia.
They won't win the group.
Serbia, Germany. They're 2 winnable games for Portugal. Then all of a sudden you're in a semi-final. Anything could happen.
Oh, anything. Knockout tournament, innit?
For Jack. Nick, what are you going with? Dark horses.
Dark horse, I'm going to go with the USA.
Oh.
What the
America.
Fuck?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think they could be second in our group.
I fancy Wales second.
Nah.
Not reckon?
Hang on a second. Nick, name 5 players for the USA, please.
Brian McBride.
Clint Dempsey.
Brad Friedel. No, they've got that Josh Sargent from Norwich. Good little player. Pulisic.
Aronson from Leeds.
Yeah.
Don't get Mikey.
Tyler Adams.
Tyler Adams. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Pulisic from Chelsea.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Any more?
Pulisic
No, that's enough.
game for Chelsea, man.
He
came on against Newcastle the other day, didn't he?
I didn't do much.
Yedlin still play for?
He is. He's in the squad.
Yedlin, aye.
Right, we've got dark horses. I haven't given mine. What will mine be? Italy? No.
Italy. I picked the winner.
Right, I'm gonna swerve out on that one. I'm hosting this absolute clusterfuck of voices, so I'm gonna just stay in the middle and talk you lads through it. So we've went with dark horses. Next up, the thing that everyone's going to want to talk about, of course, before we get to our gambling section, where you're going to get some tips from a gambling pro when it comes to losing money. The next one is England. So how are England going to do? Jack, you've done a fantastic job of pretending you know what you're on about and plotting the route to the final for teams. So tell me a little bit about England's potential route to the final, please.
So I think they'll do quite well in the group. I think they'll a nice little easy win against Iran. I think the US will be a little bit tricky, but I think we'll win still. Going into the last game, just probably rest a few players. I think Callum Wilson will probably start there. We'll probably draw with Wales, I'm saying. So 7 points, top the group. Then I think we'll play Senegal. And it looks like Mane is out.
Yeah, he's confirmed out.
So I think that'll be a nice, easy sort of 2-0 win. And then I think England, however, will come a cropper in the quarterfinals. I think France will just be a little bit too much. I can't see them going any further than that on my side.
Any advances on quarterfinals, Mikey or Nick?
France's midfield could be a bit subject, couldn't it? Who's not played? Pogba's injured, and who else is? Yeah, Kante's injured, isn't he?
They've still got a squad of great.
They've got good players.
I don't fancy France for this.
I don't fancy France either. Put me down for two teams that are going to flop. Put Spain and France down for me. I fancy England to beat France.
They've got Benzema.
I might back you up there, Ross. I don't know why.
Benzema and Mbappe, though.
Yeah, so we're going to say. So that's through. So you're going to say, Jack, you're going quarterfinals for England. Nick, what's your final thoughts on that one?
I think Jack's right. I think if we get to the quarterfinal, I'd be surprised if we got third. I'm surprised if we made it into the semis. I just don't really have much confidence at the moment in England, sadly. I think with the players that he's going to start.
Theoretically, out of interest, Jack, I don't know if you noted this down. Who could we play in the semi-finals? Is it Belgium on our side of the draw, I think? I'm not 100% sure on that.
Spain, I think.
Spain, Belgium. I think the way it would work, we would get Argentina or Brazil in the final, would be that. That's the way the draw if everything goes to plan. So that could be the potential final. England, Argentina. Either England win or Messi wins. We'd all be happy with that, wouldn't we, Jack? So that'll be a good result. Mikey, are you going with England quarterfinal or semi-final, son?
Well, if it is to be play France, I don't really fancy the French, but Nick's right. I just don't fancy some of the players they're taking, obviously.
But they have performed well for England.
Yeah, of course, they always play well for England, but he's not played much football. Stones, he's not played much.
Maguire.
Injured.
Okay,
Walker.
So predicting what is going to go wrong with England? That's the question. Is it the defence? Is it the Kane's not fit and we don't score enough goals? We lack creativity. We've got the shackles on, as they say. What is going to be the story when England go out?
I just don't think the defence is very good, to be honest.
No.
But they normally do all right the last few tournaments, haven't they? But I don't know. It'd be interesting if he starts Calvin Phillips. Obviously not played a lot of football. Hopefully it's Rice and Bellingham he plays.
It won't be.
I wonder if it'll be 5 at the back or 4. Surely the group has got to be 4.
For me, I think my concern, even though I do think would beat France, I just have a feeling. I do think against faster teams, Mbappe, Dembele, if he plays for France, I think that they would cause absolute hell for Maguire and Stones because they're not exactly blessed with pace. So I think that could be difficult for her. But for me, I just think the way that we're potentially playing 5, isn't going to work. There's a lot of uncertainty. Who would you play right back? That's a very trending conversation.
Easy.
Would you play Trent? Would you play
Trips?
Trippier.
Being from Newcastle are going to pick
Yeah.
Trippier.
I think on form though. I seen a podcast the other day with Shearer on, and they were comparing Trippier's stats for going forward to Trent's, and Trippier's right up there, isn't he? And he has been this season. He's been probably arguably Newcastle's best player or second best player. He's very consistent, very, very good defensively. It's got to be. He's got to start right back for me.
Yeah,
if James isn't fit, which he isn't, obviously.
We watch Newcastle every week, or at least three of we do. Jack watches them when he pleases.
I went home and away last season, mate.
Jack watches much of the day when they win.
Home and away, Mikey, son.
We know that Trippier has transformed Newcastle. So anyone watching, Liverpool fans out there, I'll have nothing better than winding you up. Please tell me in the comments below how you think that Trent is going to start ahead of him. I think it should be Trippier, right back, for sure. The only way I see any way for Trent into the team is if we play 5 at the back and Kyle Walker is the right centre-back to cover for Trent's terrible defending. Other than that, no, can't happen. Again, talking about the faster teams we could be playing, whether it's Dembele, although his end product isn't so good for France, but Mbappe particularly would exploit him. I could see that being a real problem in the later stages in particular. So we're seeing that England are probably going to go out around the quarterfinals, possibly the semi-finals. None of us think England are going to win it.
No, sadly not. No.
I think heads and hearts and all that.
Because we did actually, Mikey, if you remember, we did say we thought England could win the Euros back in the day, and it come very close. You did say a lot of other teams could win as well.
No, I picked the winner. I picked the winner. End of the day,
You picked the winner.
That's why you got me back on the pod.
Just to reconfirm, Mikey, give her a nice clippable soundbite that we can just hang your hat on there. Who's the winner going to be of this tournament, please?
I don't. It's going to be a bit boring, but Brazil.
For those of you watching on audio there, he done his classic thing. He listening on audio, he itched his head before he answered that, which tells you that he's having to think really hard and he's encouraging thoughts out. So Mikey's going with Brazil. I just want to get a good sentence from all of you just to clip this if needs be. Nick, just tell us yours again for everyone listening. Winner?
Nick?
Brazil for me. Oh, was that? Did you say Jack? Sorry.
Nick, for you, go. Who's your winner of the tournament?
Brazil.
Brazil as well. 2 Brazils. Jack?
I'm also going to pick Brazil.
You said Portugal earlier on.
I said
Portugal was his dark horse. Portugal was his dark horse.
I don't know. If we rewind it back, I'm sure.
No, definitely said Portugal's dark horses. Brazil.
Dark horse, yeah.
Brazil and Argentina are both unbeaten in qualifying, so that's something to keep in mind. I would love Argentina to win it. I don't know.
It would be nice, but I'd rather.
They're absolutely gopper, mate.
They're not though. That's the
thing. Listen, Messi's playing in the 5th best division in Europe. No one cares.
What are you on about?
The best players. He's finished. As soon as he signed for PSG, that was done. Done skis.
No. I hope Ronaldo signs for PSG.
Again now, to be honest with you.
Who against?
I read a stat before that Argentina had not lost a game in 35 internationals.
Yeah. I've got a stat for you, Jack. Ronaldo's committed more fouls than shots on target in the Premier League this season. Way.
But he's playing in the Premier League.
He doesn't know what to say after that.
It's not a fact. It's not a stat. That's just... I tell you what that stinks of, a little Messi fanboy on Twitter being like, oh, we'll find a way that Ronaldo, take away Ronaldo's penalties. Who cares? Goals are goals. He scored more.
Shut up.
You've got facts.
Right. We're going to go to the next part of the pod, which is when it comes to betting. We've covered the winners. We've talked about dark horses. I wouldn't take any of our advice. But the next one that people talk about, of course, is the top goal scorer. So we're going to leave it to our resident gambler and full-time idiot wearing his Stoney and his England top at home, Mikey Hall. Take it away.
Wait, I think I've lost you here.
Are you still there, son?
I don't know where you've gone.
No, we can still hear you.
Can you see me?
Yeah, we can still see you.
I don't know what's happened, mate.
Oh, dear.
We can still hear and see you, son. So just whenever you're ready, just give away your wisdom.
What was the question, Ross?
Top goal scorer.
I'm sticking with Darwin Núñez.
Right. What's the odds? Talk me through some of the options. What odds have you got written down? What can the people at home find?
So Martinez of Argentina, 25-1. I think that's a great price because they'll probably win all 3 games in the group. And if he's starting,
what's Messi?
that is Messi is down to 11s. I don't think that's
What's Kane, Mikey?
Kane's favourite. It's 7s, and you've got Mbappe's at 8. Benzema 14s, maybe.
Is he fit?
Well, he hasn't been playing lately, has he?
No.
What about Depay for Holland? I reckon Holland are going to do all right.
What's his odds?
There's another prediction.
That's
Right, well,
have
you
you got any more you want to say, Mikey, just in case any of them score a goal?
I'm giving you the odds, man.
Take 3. Take 3.
Right, no, I'm going big Darwin.
Okay, so you're going Darwin Nunez. Nick, who's your top goal scorer of the tournament?
Well,
he
said there he's the favourite, but I think Kane. He scores. Takes all the pens, and he's pretty much the only focal point for England's attack. So yeah, Kane for me.
Yeah, we've got to fancy England. I think England will score a hatful of goals in the group stage. I think we'll batter Iran. I think we'll batter America. I think the Wales game could be a 1-1, and I think that'll be tight. But I think by that point we're already through the first 2 games. We've smashed them. Jack, thoughts?
Right, I've got you.
So Darwin Nunez will get sent off in his first game. He's he's not scoring a goal. He's the thickest player in the Premier League. But
£100 million player you're talking about there.
He's absolutely garbage. I'm going to go Kane also. I think he'll probably. I could see him scoring 4 goals in the group stages alone.
Yeah,
just smashing teams.
I don't doubt. Does anyone know who Portugal play in the first game?
I don't.
Jack will have it.
I wouldn't put it past Ronaldo having a good group stages. I do think that he'll score goals. I think he'll have a point to prove. As much as I dislike him, I do think he'll have a point to prove. I don't think Portugal will go very far, but I think Ronaldo will score goals because he's going to come out and he will want to prove everyone wrong. So I can see that happening. So put your house on Ronaldo scoring in the first match. I think Messi will have a good tournament. It's his last one. It's going to be sad, but I think he'll score goals. And that's my 2 shouts. 2 really unknown prospects there.
You've really stuck your neck out there, to be honest with you, Rob.
Yeah. Right, so we've covered all of the basics. We're going to finish off between these 3 turkeys with an absolutely amazing Q&A round. So that is going to be the final section of the pod. These are going to be questions that you can ask people at work. You're all going to get a little bit of trivia. Trust us, you're all going to enjoy this, so stick around. Welcome back, part 2. We wanted to go back and check because seeing as he's just kind of jumped back into football for this tournament, as many of you will have, I wanted to check Jack's route to the final for some teams. And we were unsure on Brazil possibly playing Uruguay in the round of 16. So we wanted to check that because the last thing we want to do is give any of you people listening the wrong information. However, Mikey made a point of making sure that we all went back and checked it, but it was actually true, and Jack's right. So Brazil can play Uruguay or Portugal, but there is another team in the group that we think could go through, Mikey.
So, yeah, Brazil are in the group with Switzerland. Now, I've just looked at Switzerland's squad there, and it looks like they've got 26 injured players. Now, I'm not sure how they're going to do with that, but...
What, all 26?
All 26 injured.
How's that happen?
What, including Shaw?
Shaw's injured, mate. He's always injured.
And how do you know?
That's all we need.
How do you know they're injured? Is there some sort of symbol next to them or something?
There's a symbol next to the name that they're all injured.
I don't know why we're friends with you.
Oh, shut up. Is there anything else that we missed out from the first part of this episode that we'd like to go back on? I know some people at home are probably shouting some teams at the screen.
Oh, Belgium. Not talked about Belgium.
I think they've had their chance.
Yeah, I think so.
Who's going to score the goals for Belgium when Lukaku isn't in form? I think he might even be injured going into this. I don't know who's going to score goals. Certainly not Origi because he's shit. So please tell me, Mikey, who's going to score the goals.
Lukaku will be the main man. Obviously, De Bruyne.
De Bruyne. I suppose they've got De Bruyne, so they've got the best midfielder in the world, haven't they? But
yeah, that's a good point.
After Bruno.
Anyone else that missed out before this amazing Q&A at the end? Holland?
Yeah, Holland, they're going to do well. I'm excited to see Cody Gakpo, PSV. Apparently, he's meant to be a good player. want to have a look at him.
When we say someone's going to do well, I think we should clarify for everyone listening. We need to really, put the fucking neck out a little bit. What does do well mean? Are we talking win the group? Or talking go out at the first knockout round, quarterfinals?
Well, Holland will win the group. Holland will win their group comfortably.
Holland will win the group. Where do they go out?
I reckon they're going to be all right. Holland semis.
Yeah, I mean, Mikey, the way you're doing it, you're going to have about 17.
I think they're going to have a big.
So I don't know.
I think they're going to have a big tournament. Holland, trust me.
Right,
trust me.
Holland are also going to have a big tournament. Don't worry, people. This is exactly what his betting slips look like as well, and that's why he's such a great gambler. He just backs everyone. So
listen, just trust me on this one.
What everyone wants at any sporting event is to pretend that they know no more than the next man. So this section is going to give all of you listening that. But before we go on to that, for fuck's sake, whatever you do, whatever you're watching or listening on, make sure that you hit like, subscribe, do all the things that you know you should before I give you this goal. Now, the first question isn't actually even going to be in the Q&A. I just wanted to get it in there because people will remember it. Who wins or who has more chance of winning on penalties? If you go first or if you go second. So if England go to pens, keep this in mind, people. Who do you think has more chance of winning?
Well, I'd like to put this question to the international standard goalkeeper that's in the.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that's me, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, that is a true opinion of a former professional coach. So got to go off what he says. But yeah, it's don't know. I mean, obviously, if you miss first in a shootout, you're guaranteed to win the shootout.
That's
so
you've got to theory, Nick,
that's fact.
No, it's not a theory. That's just fact. It's
that's
if you look back on.
That's what
like
the
a 2-0 lead,
like
Nick.
say.
It's just
Whoever misses first wins is something that as a friendship group we've always said.
Actually, it's Mark Lawrenson's theory.
Well, he's a
Oh, right. Well, it must be true.
There we go.
Loro knows his predictions.
Yeah, well, actually, I heard this on the podcast the other day, and I thought it would be useful for everyone to know. And if you are going first, you have a 30% better chance of winning the shootout. It's actually ridiculous, the stats. And the reason for that is that our brains have evolved a bias. Basically, you're more inclined to avoid loss. So it's much, much more pressure if you are shooting to keep your team in the tournament as opposed to shooting to win. So theoretically, yes, if you miss the first pen, the team that goes first misses. It could reverse a little bit, but generally speaking, the team that goes first on penalties has a 30% better chance. The chances of scoring is 62% if you're shooting to save your team. So if someone's taking a penalty to keep their team in the tournament, the chance of scoring is right down at 62%, whereas taking it to win, really high, 90%. So there's a big difference psychologically in terms of what you're shooting for. And that
you tell John Terry that.
Exactly.
He didn't fancy it, did he?
There you go. So now the last part and the information everyone's going to love, I hope. We've got 5 questions, a little Q&A. We're going to go around the room and then I'll give you the answer. You can play along at home. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah. Mikey, we all expect you to win. In fact, people watching, you can drop a comment below at this point. Who do you think's going to win this little trivia? Right, first off, who is the youngest player featuring at this World Cup? In the squads named so far, who is the youngest player?
Are we writing the answers down to give it the end?
Yeah.
No, we'll say it. We'll say it out at the time. We'll go around at the time. So we'll just go Nick, Jack, Mikey. We'll go in that order. We'll save Mikey till last because I think Nick and Jack might copy him otherwise. In fact, I think we're going to start with Jack because I think he's going to give us the most funny answers. So we're going to go Jack, Nick, and Mikey on the answers. We're going to go and answer each, and then I'm going to tell you who it is. So play along at home, who is the youngest player who is going to feature or is in the squads for this World Cup?
I'm going to say the recently Newcastle signed Australian.
I was going to say him.
I was not going to say that, but I would definitely go with it now.
You could be right, Jack, but you're going to have to pronounce his name.
Yep.
Tim Cahill.
Kagol or something?
I think it's called Kagol or something like that, a lad for Australia. Is that right? We're going to find out, Nick.
I wasn't going to say I was going to say Bellingham, but I think that could be wrong.
Okay, Bellingham for Nick and Mikey.
I'll go Gavi.
Gavi. Okay, all three of you are wrong. It is Mukoko for Germany.
Oh shit! Should have got that.
Mikey, you should have known that.
How old's Thomas Muller, Mikey?
No, he's still going. He's still going. Don't worry.
Okay, next one. So that is 0 for all of you so far. Next question. I want to clarify.
I think it could be a lot of zeros here.
Yeah, this is based on the current players at the World Cup. So the current players going to this World Cup, who has the most World Cup appearances? Bonus point if you can tell us how many appearances.
Fucking hell.
Who has them? All right, so
most appearances at the World Cup of current players. Again, hopefully these are little facts that people can take away and impress birds with at the bar throughout the tournament.
You've really threw us under the bus here and got a fucking clue.
Or if you're a woman watching and you want to impress a man at the bar. Diversity.
I like it,
Well, no, because I'm thinking this is a very big World Cup on diversity being in Qatar, isn't it? So I thought that would, got to get that in.
We've certainly identified the left wing now, Nick. Thanks very much for that. Right, Jack. Most appearances at the World Cup. Have a stab in the dark, son.
I'm gonna say Messi.
Nick?
Lloris.
Mikey?
Rub
that head, son. You may get some inspiration.
I ain't got a clue. I'll go.
Name our player, Mikey, if you want.
Yeah. Just anyone.
Muller? Already mentioned it.
No, I'll go Ronaldo.
Any danger? Ronaldo. Somewhat surprisingly, storming into a 1-0 lead. It's the referee. Jack, Messi is right. Jack gets 1 point.
Look at him tensing. What a horror.
Next up, most goals from the players. Again, all of these questions here are players featured at this World Cup. So who has the most goals in World Cups from the players featured at this tournament? Jack, we're going to go to you first.
Oh, it's a tougher one, that. I'm going to go... Oh, I don't know. Benzema.
That's definitely wrong. Got exiled from France forever.
He's not fucking played for France at a major tournament in ages, man, you turkey.
Oh,
that was not anyway. But that's still locked in, Jack. You beat you.
I'm 1-0 up, who cares?
Yeah, Nick?
Ronaldo.
Okay, and last but not least, Mikey Hall.
Muller.
Could be right, that.
And the winner of this round is little Mikey in the corner. Go on,
hey,
son.
The goat, man. Muller's...
He gets one right. So Thomas Muller has the most goals of players playing at this World Cup. Just as another little fact for everyone there to go back, Messi has 19 appearances in World Cup games and Muller has 10 World Cup goals. Mikey, well done.
Wow.
And the next one.
What do I win?
You never know.
Oh, did he not take over from Closer as having the record in major tournaments or something, Muller?
No, I think Closer still has.
Closer took Ronaldo.
Closer overtook the best Ronaldo. Now, the next one, what do we need to score goals? Mikey, you love them for Horsefluff and for the mods, don't you, son? Assists. So who has got the most assists of the players playing at this World Cup in World Cup games? Jack, we're going to go to you first.
Well, give me a little time to think.
Well, the lads are thinking of who could possibly have the most assists. Everyone play along. Drop the comments in. Can you beat Jack? Can you beat Nick or Mikey? How many will you get out of 5?
We don't take much beating, to be fair, do we?
I'll come off at go first every time as well.
Dusty Carver never been beat.
Right, yeah.
Most assists?
I was going to go De Bruyne. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Nick?
Tony Cruz.
Tony Cruz. I think that he might be retired from international football.
I don't think he's going, is he?
I don't think he's going. So again, that's a good answer, Nick. We've got to lock it in though. So
Would it be right if he was going?
And last but not least, Mikey, again, son, is this your chance?
I'll go Messi.
You're all wrong. Actually, a little bit of a trick question. It's actually Muller again. He's got the most assists of current players going as well. So, yeah.
Top player.
Thomas Muller.
We're not very good at this one.
Going into the final round, it's anyone's game now. Nick, you could tie this, which would be really, really good.
So you got a tie-break question?
This one's a little bit different because I'm going to give you all the opportunity to get multiple points. So you can have a little bit of time to write this down, a little bit of time to think of what the answer could be. Okay, so I'm going to say it first, and I'm going to talk over you while you think about what you're going to say. Top 3 World Cup winners. What countries have the most World Cup wins? So we want first, second, and third place in the list of World Cup wins. And I'll also give you another bonus point if you can tell us how many the countries have won. So I want the countries, I want the most World Cup wins, the top 3. And I want, ideally, if you want an extra point, I'll also give you a bonus point if you can tell us how many World Cups they have won. Now, anyone who's paid any attention to football will realise that actually a lot of countries, and again, this is another little thing if you know all about football, have the stars above their badge, which tell you how many World Cups they've won. So there's a little clue.
I've got my answers.
Okay, we're going to start with Jack. Bang them out. Top 3 World Cup wins. Jack, let's go.
I don't know that in order. I've got the 3 I've got written down.
No. We need an order. That is how the game works.
I've got Italy, Brazil, Germany, or potentially West Germany, but I don't know about that.
Okay. Well, we're going to be hard on you here, Jack. I can't tell you the answer until everyone's give us theirs. So, Nick, Jack, you went with Italy. What was yours, Jack? I'm going to write these down.
Italy, Brazil.
Okay.
West Germany.
Okay. You want to stab a guess at how many?
No.
Okay. Nick?
I've got my order is Brazil, Italy, Uruguay.
Okay.
And I've got five for Brazil, 3 for Italy, 2 for Uruguay.
Okay. Mikey?
I was going off.
Well, don't tell us what you're going off, you little cheating country.
No, I was going off something. I had a theory.
Okay, cool.
I'll go Brazil, Argentina, Italy.
Okay.
5, 3, 3.
You could cut the tension with a knife. Somewhat amazingly, Nick Denton has won the competition, everyone. Nick, you are right on 2 out of 3. It is Brazil in first place with 5. So you get an extra point for that as well. Italy tied for second place with Germany in third. Both.
I thought Germany might have been like what Jack said with West Germany.
Technically, but Nick, it doesn't matter. Either way, you've won. That is the end of the trivia round. Nick Denton wins.
It's no surprise.
Last son, which is no surprises again. And Jack, you were here to officiate it all. That is the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening, watching, whatever it's been on. Please, as I said before, drop a comment, a like, do all the things that you know you should. Pay it forward. And don't forget to quote these amazing facts and little bits of trivia in the pub this week. And don't forget to tell people where you heard it from Mike and That's everything. Thank you for listening, people, lads. I'll leave you with the final word. Mikey, do you want to say bye to everyone?
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening. Obviously, insightful knowledge as always.
That's awful.
Thanks for watching, people.
You've been listening to Aesthetically Trained, the podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and spread the word.